Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, and today I'm super excited to be bringing you a late review of the Justice League New 52 DC Collectibles DC Comics, like I said, the New 52 Batman action figure. Now, there is a couple bad things. I got this from Amazon, and they packaged this thing terribly. It's spent, and that's really a shame. It's just sad. And I think this is used. I think they just repackaged it because he wobbles in there, and he's not even like tied to it. That is a gorgeous looking prototype figure. I'm not sure I necessarily like the gray on it. I like this gray more. Now, it would have been amazing if they gave this mold with that gray, in my opinion. But sculpted by Jack Matthews, he made a gorgeous figure on the looks of this. But right here, you can see you got Aquaman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Flash, Cyborg. Checklist. I have not got Cyborg. I do have Flash. I now have Batman. No Superman. Wonder Woman, I do have. No Green Lantern. And I do have Aquaman. So, now I've got a portion of them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. So I'm missing 3. I saw Cyborg at the place I went to when I was at a comic book store the other day, and I saw Cyborg. But I was looking for comics at that point, not action figures. So I got the comics I was looking for, and I was sad to pass this up. And I was also sad that I was passing up while I was there the Martian Manhunter. That thing looked cool. DC Comics right there. We Can Be Heroes. You can join wecanbeheroes.org. So that sounds pretty cool. I think there's a box set of these. That would be cool to get. Right there you got Batman, and this all says, I'm going to put it up, but it says, comic superstars Geoff Johns and Jim Lee make history. In a universe where superheroes are strange and new, Batman has discovered a dark evil that requires him to unite the world's greatest heroes. Coming soon, not coming soon anymore because these are old now, this is like a year old. The Aquaman came out in June 2012, along with the Green Lantern. So, I've already got the Aquaman. He's a pretty cool figure. I already reviewed him. So there you can see like the silhouette of Batman. And I'm going to get this figure opened up so we can see how good he actually is. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we got the figure opened up and out of its packaging. And I gotta be totally honest with you. I really love this figure. So I'm going to start off straight with a comparison with him and his, kind of counterpart, the DC Collectibles one, and the counterpart of the Mattel. So, if you saw my review, you know that I really like this figure. Now, there are good aspects that are bad about each other. Such as my first thing to say about it is, I'm going to be totally honest about, there's 2 bad things I can think about on this figure. The first one, if you're looking to play with it, that's not going to work. This is a collector piece. And that's totally okay. If you want to get a version of Batman like this that you're going to play with, this would be it. Now, if you don't like the metallic on it, then you could get the actual All-Stars one, where he isn't metallic. It's the same exact figure, except this one's metallic. So, now to get to the things that you're going to get with this that you're not going to get with this. First off, you're not going to get the pretty cool gold coloring on the utility belt. This is just a plain yellow. Another thing is, you got all these panel lines that look so fantastic down this one. Oops. And as for this one, it looks like it's something from an old Batman figure. It looks like it is. Focus. You can see it's got the lineup. It's like it's gonna be where his underwear usually are. You don't get any of the panel lines. These are all like muscles that he's got in his leg. The same thing with the bicep. You don't get any of that panel lining. I'm not saying this is a bad figure though. Don't take that the wrong way like that. This is a fantastic figure as well. Now I'm gonna give my personal preference, which doesn't have to be the same as yours, but I like the coloring on this one as opposed to this one. That's just my personal preference. Now, I think the head sculpt was good on this. I think it's gorgeous on this. Taking a look, I never really did get to show a good look at this one, so I guess I will. As you can see, it is a really cool looking sculpt. You can see you got the panel lines kind of all over. You got the lips painted, which looks great. I like it. And so that's pretty cool as well. Looking at this one's face, you can see you don't really get all that panel line. You get a good sculpt, I gotta say. It's a good sculpt, but it doesn't have the lip paint. And it doesn't have the panel lining, so it's still a good figure. I don't want people to think that I'm saying this is a bad figure, because it's not. It's just play figure and collect figure. That's how I see them. I purchased these both for the same price, $20. I got this one from a local comic book store called 8th Dimension. I got this one from Amazon. Alright, so now that I got my things out of the way with these two, we're going to take a look at another comparison, one also by DC Collectibles. This figure I haven't reviewed, so if I do ever review it, it won't have the box review. It will be based on if people want me to, so let me know in the comments, guys, because I got it right here. Now, these aren't the same thing. I'm going to say that plain out right now. Two different things, two different series. Batman Arkham City is right here, and Batman New 52 is right there. The reason I brought these together was because I'm looking at the qualities. This one came out first, this one came out last. And looking at them side by side, right here, I'll have it like that. There has been some quality that got lost over the time, I guess. The paint is not as good on his face. I understand that they're from two series that aren't alike at all. And I guess that kind of makes it hard to pick on about it. But the lip paint is too dark on here. That's just about the only problem I got with the face. Now, I think this here was made as a play toy, because it feels like a play toy. It's kind of overloaded on articulation, and it's stiff for its articulation, and it's overloaded. This is a play toy, I say. Or at least it's made to go into some super fancy schmancy pose. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just giving my honest preference of what I feel of the figure and what I think of it. I think this was made as a play toy. There's no problem whatsoever with that. I actually even do think that this figure is better than the Series 3 Batman. Now that that's out of the way, let me know if you want to get a review of this. There won't be in a box, because it's going to be basically the same box as the Series 3 one. Now that we got our comparisons out of the way, let's take a look at the actual figure. Now, like I've commented on, I did say that I think this is a good figure, and it really is. We're going to start off looking at the head sculpt, because I can't get over how gorgeous that is. He's got a beautiful look to it. Yeah, that helps show it a lot more. It's a really, really good face. And now, this is the thing about the New 52 that I didn't like that now I do like. As it went by in time, the ears got short. And I didn't like that at first, and I didn't think I ever would. But now I gotta say, I really, really do love it. I like the short ears, I like the long ears. The kind of ears I don't like are kind of like the Dark Knight ears. For, you know, the Dark Knight movies. I didn't like those. I just didn't. If I sound out of breath, it's probably because I just got done running around and doing a lot of stuff. And you just hear me breathing in the background. Sorry about that. Now, looking at the bat symbol, the only other review of it was the review spots, and his looked like it was kind of just messed up on there. Mine, I'm glad to say, isn't like that. Sorry that yours is review spot, but mine looks great. It's pretty solid, and it's kind of looks like it's just got one whole gleam. And I really like that. I am a fan of the panel lines. I didn't really have a care for them at first, but now they've kind of grown on me and I like them. And I actually was looking to see if it's the same panel lining. And it actually, for the parts that are panel lined on this one, they are the same. Like the three things that go back right there, go back right here. They got the little triangle things right there. So they are basically the same with the panel line. Like I said earlier, the Unlimited Batman doesn't have all of the panel lining though. Looking at his gauntlets, you can see that it's pretty neat, and it does have the panel lining. Now, that right there on the top is something that wasn't on the Mattel version. You got the three blades, they look cool. And the belt has very much improved. I know this is a late review, and I'm sorry about that, but I didn't really get that many. I didn't know about these when they came out about a year ago. This is a year late. I didn't even really know about it then. I didn't even have a YouTube channel then. So I'm gonna show off his boots now. So they do have panel lining, and it's kind of hard to show it, but it is pretty cool. Now, one thing that is an amazing aspect about this is its cape. It goes down into like straight back like that. Should have brought my whiteboards with me. I would have used the white ones for this review since it's hard to see that a little. But oh well. Anything else I forgot to mention? I'm gonna do his articulation, and I think that's gonna be it. I'm obviously gonna give this high thoughts. On here you get a pretty good ball joint, so you can get it into a lot of ways. It's stiff on mine, I'm not sure if that's really a problem, because if you're collecting it and you're just getting in a pose, you're only going to need to turn it to that point, and then you're not going to really need to mess with it anymore. This is an awesome pose, in my opinion. Batman just needs to be standing straight there to look awesome. I mean, I don't know if that's just Batman, or if it's just this figure, or if it's even just the look of this Batman. But you have him just kind of have his head turned and straight down like that, it looks awesome. At least that's what I think. Again, personal preference. So yeah, getting back to the articulation, he does have a good amount. Pin and socket right there, so you can actually put it up pretty far, because this is a rubbery cape, much like the Arkham City figures. It goes down and it goes up about that far, so you can get it actually pretty far for what some Batman figures do to you. Rotates up the bicep, which is something you didn't get very often with the Arkham City figures. Bends at the elbows. No waist articulation, no ab crunch, but you can go back like that, and you can bend at the knee. But that's it. That's not a problem at all, in my opinion, because, like I was saying earlier, this is going to probably be a figure you are going to buy, for collecting, not playing with. So, when it comes to collecting, you don't really need all that much articulation, but if you're going to play with it, you're probably going to want to get this figure. It's not like I'm promoting this figure right now. I'm just saying that if you want to play with it, this isn't going to have as much playability as this will. Not egging on this figure or that figure. They are both fantastic figures, and I'm happy to have both. I do wish that I could have this one without the metallic look, not because I don't like the metallic look, but because I think that the paint scheme that's kind of just dullish like this looks fantastic. And I'd like to have that on a play figure. So, this is definitely my definitive Batman so far. This is my Batman. That's how I think of it. This is the comic that I'm growing up reading. So this is what I imagine when I see Batman, followed closely by the Arkham Batmans. Those are cool too. But I guess it's because I'm still a kid, and I guess kids have this feeling. I never did like the blue. I'm sorry, I don't like blue Batman. I like black Batman. That's not what I mean. I like how he's got gray. I don't like how he is all black in the Dark Knight series. I didn't like that very much. I thought it was cool for a realistic look. I just don't think it works for a Batman. It works for a movie, doesn't work for much else. Now, this looks to me like it's not necessarily movie material. It looks like it would be hard to get a bunch of panel lines down a actual Batman suit, a spandex suit. This looks like it's spandex that somehow he managed to put panel lines in it. That's what it looks like. Now, the only problem with the panel lining I has isn't even on this figure. It's on the Superman figure. Superman really isn't panel lining. He's more of his generic blue and red suit with a little bit of yellow. But I'm going to get over that. I'm going to try and get all the other Justice Leaguers. I've got 4 of the 7. I might even get Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any of the others. I'd really, really like to get the Joker. I have recently started reading comics, and it is the Death of the Family line that I'm reading. That I've started doing those just not recently. I mean, it was recently. It was like maybe a week ago. I know, I'm really late on stuff like this. But that comic series is what made me want to get this Batman. And can I say that I'm happy with both the comics and the figure. I've not been able to find any of the just plain Batman. So what I've got the 15 and 16 of a few. I don't even have the 14 yet, so kind of don't even know what happened to Alfred. I know he got kidnapped, but I don't know how. So please don't spoil it for me in the comments. I'm trying to get all of those. In the comic book store I went to the last 2 times I went to get some comics, didn't have any of the 14s. So I've got my finger crossed that I'll get them and that I'll be able to get all 21 issues. I think it's 21. Yeah, it is. This video is pretty long. Yeah, it is. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.